Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have more time, more focus, more energy, and more success while the rest of the world drifts through life struggling to keep up? The answer isn't luck, it isn't talent, it isn't opportunity. It's something far simpler, yet far more powerful, the way they start their day. The first hour of your morning is the most important hour of your life. It sets the tone for everything that follows. It decides whether you will drift through the day reacting to chaos or whether you will command it with clarity and purpose. Imagine waking up and feeling a sense of calm strength, a quiet confidence that nothing can shake. Imagine starting your day already ahead, already prepared, already moving toward the life you want instead of watching it slip through your fingers. That feeling is not a fantasy. It is available to you every single morning the moment you decide to take control. Most people surrender their mornings to distractions, to comfort, to habit. They sleep through opportunity. But those who rise before the world stirs, they claim a hidden advantage that compounds every day, shaping their focus, energy, and resilience. In these early hours, you are not simply awake. You are alive in a way the world rarely allows. Your mind is sharper. Your energy is untapped. Your will is strongest. Every decision you make before sunrise carries weight. Every action you take becomes deliberate. Every thought is a seed for your future. This is the power of early rising. It's more than a habit. It's a mindset. It's a way of telling the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you refuse to be ordinary, that you will not settle for mediocrity, that you will not wait for opportunity to knock. You will create it, and the reward is immediate, tangible, and life-changing. By taking control of your mornings, you set yourself apart from everyone else. You gain hours that others waste. You gain clarity while others are still groggy. You gain momentum that carries you through the day effortlessly. This is the promise of waking early, a day that bends to your purpose instead of overwhelming you, a life where you dictate the pace, not circumstance, a version of yourself that is focused, disciplined, and unstoppable. By the time the rest of the world wakes, you have already moved, you have already prepared, you have already set the trajectory for success. That is the emotional reward waiting for you, a feeling of power, freedom, and control so profound that it transforms everything else in your life. The question is simple. Will you claim it, or will you hit snooze and surrender another day to the ordinary? Every sunrise offers the same chance. Every alarm is a reminder that time is passing. Every early morning is an opportunity to step into the person you were meant to become, and the choice to rise, to act, to seize the day is entirely yours. The moment you decide to wake early is the moment you decide to take your life seriously, to demand more of yourself, and to start every day with the unstoppable energy of someone who refuses to be left behind. Your body and mind are designed to respond to the rhythms of the day, yet most people fight against them without even realizing it. Science shows that waking early is not just a choice, it is a strategic alignment with your biology. When you rise before the chaos begins, your brain is clear, your focus is intact, and your energy is naturally higher. Hormones like cortisol and dopamine are primed in the morning, preparing you to act with precision, motivation, and confidence. Your mind is a laser, not a fog. Your thoughts are sharp, your decisions deliberate, and your willpower unshakable. Most people squander these hours sleeping through their advantage, but you have the chance to harness them, to claim the momentum that others can only dream of. Every quiet minute before the world stirs is a blank page, a space to create, to plan, to shape your life with intention. The clarity you gain in these hours allows you to think deeply, to see solutions where others see obstacles, and to act decisively in ways that compound over time. Waking early is more than a routine. It is an investment in yourself. It rewires your brain to prioritize what matters, to focus on progress, and to execute with purpose. The discipline you build in these hours bleeds into every decision you make for the rest of the day, creating a ripple effect of clarity, confidence, and control. By claiming the early morning, you tap into an invisible advantage that is cumulative, relentless, and life-changing. While others chase energy from coffee, sugar, or adrenaline, you cultivate energy naturally, flowing from focus, alignment, and intention. Your mornings become a sanctuary of power, where your mind sharpens, your body awakens, and your spirit aligns with the person you were meant to be. The hours before the world is awake are your proving ground, your laboratory of transformation. Every step you take in this quiet space builds habits that make success inevitable. Your brain begins to anticipate excellence. Your body adapts to discipline, and your mind grows comfortable with discomfort, the key to personal growth. What most people call sacrifice, you recognize as preparation. The reward is immediate and profound, a mind free from distraction, a body full of energy, and a sense of control that feels electric. You are no longer reacting to life, you are orchestrating it. The morning becomes the compass that guides the entire day, ensuring that every action is intentional, every thought purposeful, and every decision aligned with your highest goals. You begin to see that waking early is not about discipline alone. It is about freedom. Freedom to act, freedom to think, freedom to create, and freedom to become the person you envision. Each morning you rise early is a declaration to yourself and the world that you will not settle, that you will not wait, and that you will not allow ordinary habits to dictate your life. By stepping into these hours, you step into power, into clarity, and into a version of yourself capable of achieving everything you desire. The quiet of early morning is your advantage. The choice to wake and seize it is your declaration. Your life will never feel the same. Once you embrace it, every morning you face a choice. The bed is warm, the world is quiet, and your body whispers to stay. That whisper is the voice of comfort, the voice of hesitation, the voice of ordinary life. But the moment you decide to rise, that voice loses power. The moment you choose action over ease, you declare to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. Discipline is forged here in these small acts that feel insignificant but are monumental in their impact. Every morning you conquer that first resistance, you build a mental muscle that cannot be broken. The mind that wins mornings wins life because it learns the simple truth. Growth begins where comfort ends. You are capable of more than you realize, but capability is not enough. Action is required, and the most important action happens before the world even stirs. Resistance is inevitable, but it is also temporary. The discomfort of leaving your bed is fleeting, yet the confidence you gain lasts all day. The surge of pride, clarity, and energy you feel when you rise early cannot be manufactured, bought, or borrowed. It is earned one morning at a time. Each time you act while others hesitate, you reinforce your identity as someone who chooses progress over delay, mastery over mediocrity, and strength over complacency. The alarm is not an annoyance, it is a call to arms, a reminder that opportunity waits for no one. Every early hour you claim becomes a foundation of discipline that carries into your work, your health, your relationships, and your ambitions. The more you confront resistance, the smaller it becomes and the easier it is to rise each day with purpose and intention. You are training your mind to see challenges as temporary, to see discomfort as growth, and to see action as the only path to transformation. There is a psychological power in consistently choosing discipline, the kind that rewires your identity, reshapes your habits, and solidifies your confidence. You begin to understand that the person who sleeps in is the person who lets life dictate their pace, while the person who rises early commands every moment, controls every decision, and sets the trajectory of their entire day. Victory in the morning is not just about starting early. It is about proving to yourself that you are capable of controlling your choices, mastering your impulses, and acting with relentless purpose. That feeling of triumph, of being awake, alert, and in command becomes addictive. Each morning reinforces it. Each sunrise strengthens it. You no longer see the alarm as a nuisance, but as a gateway to power, clarity, and opportunity. You begin to crave mornings, not for the quiet, but for the strength they give you. The world may still be asleep, but you are awake, alive, and moving forward. The resistance is gone, replaced by momentum, focus, and unstoppable drive. Every day you rise early, you send a message to yourself and the world. You are no longer passive. You are a warrior of your own life, and no comfort, delay, or distraction will ever control you again. Your mornings are the most fertile ground for transformation, and the actions you take in these hours determine the quality of every moment that follows. Rituals are not just habits. They are anchors that stabilize your mind, energize your body, and align your spirit. The way you start your day communicates to your subconscious who you are and who you will become. Small, deliberate actions in the early hours, drinking water to awaken your body, stretching to ignite energy, meditating to focus your mind, or planning your day with intention, compound into unstoppable momentum. Science confirms that repeated behaviors in the morning strengthen neural pathways, making productivity, discipline, and clarity automatic. These rituals are not optional, they are essential. They transform you from someone who reacts to life into someone who orchestrates it. When you dedicate the first hours to yourself, you are not selfish, you are strategic. You are building a fortress of focus that shields you from distraction, stress, and chaos. The mind that engages in intentional morning rituals experiences heightened creativity, sharper decision-making, and emotional stability. The body that moves, hydrates, and nourishes itself in the morning carries sustained energy and resilience throughout the day. The quiet of the early hours allows for reflection, insight, and vision, clarity unavailable when the world's noise begins. Every ritual is a declaration that you value your potential, that you refuse to waste precious time, and that you are committed to growth. The repetition of these rituals trains your identity, forging the kind of person who acts consistently, thinks clearly, and rises to every challenge. What may feel small or insignificant in the moment is actually the invisible engine of achievement, the secret that separates those who succeed from those who merely exist. Discipline in the morning is a magnet for opportunity, confidence, and power because it proves to your subconscious that you are capable of consistent action even when comfort tempts you to do otherwise. Momentum begins here quietly, invisibly, yet it shapes everything that follows. Every completed ritual is a small victory, and victories accumulate, creating unstoppable force. By the time others awaken, you are already ahead, already aligned, and already unstoppable. Your energy is calibrated, your mind is clear, and your intentions are set. This is not about perfection, it is about persistence, about repeatedly choosing growth over ease, action over delay, and purpose over passivity. Each morning ritual is a message to yourself. You are serious about your life, about your goals, and about the person you are becoming. The power is not in grand gestures, but in consistent, focused, deliberate action before the world begins to demand your attention. Your mornings are the laboratory where your identity is built, your energy is fueled, and your potential is realized. The choice to honor this time is a choice to honor yourself, and the results are immediate, tangible, and life-changing. Each ritual compounds, each morning strengthens, and each day you rise with intention propels you further toward the extraordinary life you are capable of achieving. The energy you cultivate in the early hours is not fleeting. It is the fuel that carries you through every challenge, decision, and opportunity in the day ahead. Most people wake late, scrambling to catch up, relying on caffeine, sugar, or adrenaline to survive. They are constantly borrowing energy from later, from tomorrow, from a hope that momentum will arrive on its own. But when you rise early, your energy is deliberate, natural, and sustained. Movement in the morning awakens your body, pumping blood, igniting metabolism, and releasing endorphins that sharpen focus and elevate mood. Hydration replenishes cells, revitalizes the nervous system, and restores clarity. Breathing deeply fills every part of you with oxygen, calming your mind while energizing your body. Planning your day in the quiet hours ensures that your energy is directed, not scattered. You move with intention, not chaos. The result is effortless momentum. By mid-morning, while others are still finding focus, you are already in motion, already executing, already aligned with your highest potential. This is the power of waking early. You are not chasing energy. You own it. Your mind becomes a precision instrument, able to focus deeply, solve problems efficiently, and prioritize what matters most. Your body responds, fueled by preparation and discipline, capable of sustaining effort without the peaks and crashes that plague late risers. The psychology behind this is simple. Energy compounds with action. Small wins in the morning amplify your sense of capability, motivation, and confidence. Each completed task, each intentional movement, each moment of focus reinforces your belief that you are unstoppable. By cultivating this energy first thing, you gain control over your entire day, dictating pace, direction, and output, rather than reacting to distractions or fatigue. Early rising is not a sacrifice. It is an investment in yourself, in your capacity, and in your future. The hours you claim before the world awakens create a rhythm of excellence, a standard that becomes your identity. You are no longer vulnerable to the chaos that derails others. You are anchored, focused, and in command. Your energy becomes a force multiplier, enhancing creativity, productivity, and resilience. You respond to challenges with clarity rather than stress, with strategy rather than impulsivity, with confidence rather than hesitation. This is how ordinary hours become extraordinary, how small intentional actions compound into unstoppable momentum. The quiet of the morning is your secret advantage, a space where energy is cultivated, clarity is sharpened, and focus is honed. Each morning you rise early. You reinforce a powerful truth: you are capable, disciplined, and in control. Your body is aligned, your mind is alert, and your day is no longer dictated by external pressures. You have claimed it. Every day becomes a demonstration of what is possible when energy is nurtured, momentum is intentional, and discipline is consistent. This is the invisible advantage that separates those who wait for life to happen from those who rise early and make it happen. By owning your mornings, you own your energy, your actions, and ultimately your life. When the world is still asleep, your mind has the rarest gift: absolute clarity. The noise hasn't started, the demands haven't arrived, distractions have no power here. Your thoughts are sharp, your focus uninterrupted, your ability to prioritize unmatched. In these hours, you can think deeply, plan strategically, and make decisions that will shape your entire day with precision. Every choice feels deliberate because your mind is free from the clutter that clouds judgment later. The psychological principle is simple. When the mind begins the day with control, the rest of the day follows suit. You do not react to chaos. You respond with purpose. The clarity you experience in these moments allows you to separate what matters from what is trivial, to identify the tasks that drive results rather than merely fill time. Your goals become actionable, your intentions tangible, and your priorities crystal clear. This mental sharpness is a weapon that few possess because few claim it in the first place. By waking early, you enter a state of heightened awareness where insight flows effortlessly, where solutions appear naturally, and where ideas that elude others reveal themselves to you. The mind is not only clearer, it is more creative, more disciplined, and more capable of envisioning possibilities. Tasks that feel overwhelming later in the day become manageable when addressed during this period of focus. Your ability to anticipate challenges, solve problems, and innovate is amplified. You are not merely functioning. You are performing at your peak, setting the tone for every interaction, every decision, and every achievement. This is the invisible edge that early risers possess, a mental clarity that multiplies effectiveness, reduces stress, and increases confidence. By consistently claiming these hours, your mind becomes trained to operate at this level, making focus automatic, precision habitual, and execution effortless. You begin to see patterns, connections, and opportunities that others miss. Your thinking becomes deliberate, not reactive. Your energy is directed, not scattered. Your day is designed, not endured. The clarity of early morning is more than a mental state. It is a foundation for success. It allows you to tackle your highest priorities before distraction erodes your attention, to make progress while others are stalled, and to enter the day with purpose rather than obligation. The result is unstoppable momentum, a mental advantage that compounds over time. The person who experiences this clarity daily is not the person who drifts through life. They are the person who controls it. They act decisively, think strategically, and execute consistently. Their productivity becomes predictable, their focus unshakable, and their results extraordinary. This is the reward waiting for you every morning, a mind primed for excellence, a clarity that transforms chaos into opportunity, and a sense of command over your day that others can only envy. Claim it, guard it, and watch as every thought, every decision, and every action aligns with the life you are determined to create. Momentum is created in the quiet hours before the world stirs, and once it begins, it is unstoppable. Every small action you take early compounds into results that multiply throughout the day. The first completed task, the first disciplined movement, the first deliberate choice sets a chain reaction in motion. Each decision becomes easier. Each step forward builds confidence, and each success reinforces the identity of someone who acts, not hesitates. Momentum is not a fleeting force. It is the natural outcome of consistent, intentional action. The energy you cultivate in the morning accelerates every aspect of your life: productivity, focus, creativity, and resilience. By claiming these hours, you give yourself a head start. creating a lead that others spend the day trying to recover. The brain rewards action with motivation, and the first hour of effort triggers a surge of confidence and determination that lasts. Each small victory compounds, producing clarity in decision-making, strength in execution, and courage in confrontation. The momentum built in the morning carries you past distractions, fatigue, and uncertainty. It allows you to operate at your highest level while others struggle just to keep up. This force, invisible to the world, becomes your signature advantage. The person who masters mornings does not rely on luck or fleeting inspiration. They rely on the unstoppable, self-reinforcing cycle of action. Momentum removes hesitation and doubt, replacing them with certainty and purpose. When you rise early, every choice aligns with your goals, every task becomes manageable, and every challenge transforms into an opportunity. You no longer chase progress. It finds you carried on the current you created before most have even woken. Momentum is identity in motion. The repeated act of waking early, acting decisively, and completing your first task with intention shapes the person you are becoming. Discipline grows naturally because action becomes habitual, and success compounds because effort is consistent. By the time the world is awake, you have already built advantage after advantage, creating a rhythm that makes ordinary obstacles trivial. Your body moves with energy, your mind thinks with clarity, and your spirit operates with unstoppable drive. Momentum is not a byproduct of chance. It is earned through repeated action, deliberate focus, and unwavering commitment. Each morning that you rise early, you reinforce the reality that you are capable of consistency, strength, and achievement. You do not wait for opportunity to arrive. You generate it through the force of your morning. Momentum becomes unstoppable when you commit to the early hours, and with it comes mastery over your day, your energy, and your results. This is the invisible engine behind every high achiever, every successful mind, and every life transformed by intention. Your mornings are your proving ground, your advantage, and your declaration that you will not be ordinary. By building momentum here, you ensure that every day is not just lived, but conquered with power, clarity, and purpose. Mornings are not just about action, they are about emotional mastery. When you wake before the world, you step into a space where your mind is calm, your thoughts are clear, and your emotions are in your control. The quiet gives you perspective, allowing you to observe your fears, your anxieties, and your doubts without being consumed by them. In these hours, you develop the strength to respond with intention rather than react out of habit. Emotional mastery begins with awareness, and awareness is born in the stillness of early morning. You have the time and space to set your emotional tone, to choose patience over frustration, focus over distraction, and confidence over doubt. This is not luck or natural temperament. It is cultivated power, trained through repetition and conscious choice. The person who commands their mornings commands their emotions, and the person who controls their emotions commands their life. Each early hour you dedicate to reflection, mindfulness, or gratitude strengthens your resilience and sharpens your judgment. You become capable of handling conflict, stress, and pressure with clarity and composure. The moments that might derail someone else become opportunities for deliberate action and calm decision-making. Emotional mastery is a skill, and like any skill, it is forged through practice. The consistent choice to rise early is the practice, the training ground, and the catalyst. It teaches you to embrace discomfort, to face resistance, and to act despite fear or hesitation. By starting your day grounded, centered, and self-aware, you set a standard for how every hour will unfold. You are no longer subject to the whims of circumstance or the influence of others' energy. You dictate your emotional state, which dictates your actions, which dictates your results. The power of emotional control extends beyond the morning. It shapes relationships, work, and every decision you make. The clarity and calm cultivated here become a shield against chaos, a source of confidence, and a foundation for relentless progress. By claiming your mornings, you train your mind to respond with strategy rather than impulse, to act with conviction rather than hesitation, and to maintain equilibrium even when life tests you. Each day you rise early, you reinforce your ability to master not only your schedule, but your internal world. Emotional mastery compounds just like action and energy. The person who starts their day with control, reflection, and intentionality builds a resilience that others can only aspire to. The quiet morning hours become a sanctuary where you strengthen your mind, align your emotions, and prepare yourself to operate at your highest level. The world may be chaotic, unpredictable, and demanding, but you rise prepared, centered, and unshakable. By developing emotional mastery in the early hours, you gain an invisible advantage that amplifies every success, magnifies every opportunity, and transforms challenges into growth. Each morning becomes a statement: you are in control, you are capable, and nothing external can dictate your state of mind or the direction of your life. Time is your most valuable resource, and mornings are where it is won or lost. Most people give away their first hours, surrendering them to distraction, delay, and passivity, never realizing that these hours determine the trajectory of the entire day. When you rise early, you reclaim control over your most precious asset. Each minute becomes a tool for growth, focus, and progress. The early hours are a reservoir of potential, overflowing with opportunity, yet invisible to those who sleep through it. Every task you complete, every thought you organize, every plan you set in motion, before the world awakens, compounds into momentum that others spend the day trying to catch up to. Time spent in deliberate action is time invested in your future self, creating leverage that multiplies throughout the day. The quiet morning is your battlefield, your proving ground, and your laboratory of transformation. You have the freedom to decide how every hour will be used, whether for preparation, learning, or action, and that freedom is a power few ever experience. By structuring your mornings with intention, you set a standard for the rest of the day, ensuring that distractions, chaos, and fatigue never dictate your choices. The early hours teach the critical skill of prioritization, the ability to focus on what truly matters and eliminate what does not. Each morning, by dedicating time to your growth, clarity, and energy, you build a reservoir of advantage that compounds relentlessly. This is the essence of leverage. Small, focused efforts executed consistently produce results far beyond what the average person imagines possible. While the world is reactive, you are proactive. While others chase fleeting moments of energy, you create sustained momentum. Every sunrise you claim is an investment in competence, confidence, and capability. Time becomes your ally, not your enemy. You begin to see that minutes are not wasted, but transformed into invisible currency that fuels action, decision-making, and personal evolution. The discipline to own your mornings translates directly into the ability to own your life. You become immune to excuses, resistant to delay, and committed to consistent progress. Each morning is proof of your capacity to act with intention, to prioritize effectively, and to build the life you desire, one deliberate hour at a time. The power of early rising is not in the act itself, but in the mastery of time that it represents. The minutes you seize now become the hours, days, and years of advantage that shape your destiny. Every morning is a choice to surrender or to claim, to drift or to act, to wait or to lead. By owning your mornings, you command your time, control your energy, and dictate the results of your life. The invisible advantage of time mastery is the difference between ordinary outcomes and extraordinary success. Each day you rise early, you reinforce this truth. Time is yours to wield, and the moments you claim in the quiet of morning will define the life you create. Discipline is the foundation of freedom, and the morning is where it is forged. Every early rise, every moment you push past the urge to stay in bed, strengthens the muscle of self-control that determines the course of your life. Discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. It is the tool that allows you to act with intention, to prioritize what matters, and to reject what does not serve your purpose. By mastering your mornings, you master the ability to make choices that align with your goals, resist distractions, and act decisively. The paradox is simple. The more disciplined you become, the more freedom you experience. Freedom from chaos, from stress, from indecision, from wasted potential. When you rise early, you are no longer a passive participant in your life. You are the architect of it. Each disciplined action compounds, building a foundation of reliability, strength, and resilience that underpins every achievement. The mornings you claim create a rhythm, a standard of excellence that permeates every hour of your day. You no longer react to circumstance, you shape it. Each decision, each task, each effort becomes deliberate, intentional, and aligned with your highest purpose. The freedom that comes from discipline allows you to pursue goals without hesitation, to act without fear, and to create without limit. Your life becomes predictable in its progress, unstoppable in its momentum, and extraordinary in its outcomes. Discipline is cultivated in repetition, and the repetition of rising early ingrains identity. You are someone who acts, someone who perseveres, someone who controls what matters. The mental toughness developed in these quiet hours carries over into work, relationships, and every challenge you encounter. You face the day armed with confidence, clarity, and the certainty that you can handle whatever comes your way. This is the invisible advantage of disciplined mornings. They train not only your body and mind, but your character. You build resilience, patience, and unwavering focus, and these qualities multiply in every area of your life. The act of waking early is a daily commitment to yourself, a promise that you will not settle, that you will not surrender to comfort, and that you will act with relentless purpose. The more consistently you rise, the stronger your discipline becomes and the greater your freedom. Discipline allows you to design your life rather than react to it. It transforms ordinary routines into tools of mastery and opportunity. Every morning you conquer your impulses, resist delay, and choose action. You are proving to yourself that you are capable of extraordinary control, extraordinary focus, and extraordinary achievement. The early hours become your proving ground, your sanctuary of strength, and your gateway to freedom. Through discipline, your mornings are no longer ordinary. They are a statement, a declaration, and a launch pad for a life that is intentional, unstoppable, and completely yours. By mastering this daily practice, you create the conditions for every goal, every ambition, and every vision to be realized. Focus is the most powerful weapon you can wield, and the early hours of the day are when it is sharpest. When you wake before the world stirs, your mind is free from distractions, obligations, and the noise that scatters attention. Focus in the morning is not something you chase, it is something you claim. Every thought is clear, every decision deliberate, and every action aligned with purpose. The brain thrives on structure, and the structure of an intentional morning cultivates the ability to concentrate, to prioritize, and to execute without hesitation. Most people allow their focus to be hijacked by social media, emails, and endless interruptions, but when you rise early, you guard your attention like the precious resource it is. Each uninterrupted hour spent planning, reflecting, or acting compounds into a level of mental clarity and productivity that the average person can never imagine. Focus is the multiplier of effort. Energy spent without attention is wasted, but energy spent with focus transforms into tangible results, momentum, and mastery. By beginning your day with deliberate concentration, you set a standard for how every subsequent moment will be approached. You become a person who completes tasks efficiently, solves problems decisively, and thinks strategically under pressure. The habit of focused mornings trains the mind to resist distraction throughout the day, to prioritize what is essential, and to act with precision. This is not merely productivity, it is transformation. Your capacity for deep work, creativity, and disciplined action grows exponentially because focus compounds like interest in a bank account. Every early hour where your mind is fully engaged reinforces neural pathways that make clarity, concentration, and high performance your default state. When challenges arise, you respond with calm precision rather than reactionary stress. When opportunities present themselves, you recognize them instantly and act decisively. Your mental endurance expands, allowing you to sustain attention on critical goals while others falter under the pull of distraction. Focus becomes a form of power, a skill that separates those who drift through life from those who shape it. The early hours are where your mind is strongest, most creative, and most capable of vision and execution. By seizing this time consistently, you program yourself to operate at a level of clarity and effectiveness that others can only aspire to. The quiet morning becomes a laboratory for your attention, a sanctuary where your thoughts, intentions, and actions align perfectly with your ambitions. Focus in the early hours is invisible to the world, but it determines the outcomes that everyone else will notice. The habits you build here are irreversible. Your ability to concentrate deeply, think strategically, and act intentionally in these moments creates a foundation for extraordinary achievement. Every morning you protect your focus, you protect your potential. Every hour you rise early and engage your mind with clarity strengthens your identity as someone unstoppable, disciplined, and fully in control. By cultivating this power daily, you ensure that your life is not a reaction to circumstance, but a product of relentless, deliberate focus, executed at the highest level. Consistency is the invisible force that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results, and mornings are where it is cultivated. Every day you rise early, you reinforce the habit of showing up for yourself, of honoring your potential, and of taking deliberate action even when it is difficult. Consistency is not built in moments of comfort or convenience. It is forged in the quiet struggle of choice, when your body wants rest and your mind wants delay, but you decide to act anyway. Each morning you commit to waking early. You send a powerful signal to your subconscious. You are someone who follows through, someone who honors their promises, someone who refuses to settle for anything less than excellence. The human brain craves routine and rewards repeated action. When you consistently claim your mornings, your mind, body, and spirit adapt, making focus sharper, energy higher, and discipline automatic. What once required effort becomes effortless. Your morning routine solidifies into a structure that supports success in every area of life. Consistency compounds. 1 hour of intentional action today is multiplied by every hour of disciplined mornings that follow. The small victories, seemingly insignificant in isolation, aggregate into unstoppable momentum, shaping identity, performance, and results. Your confidence grows not because of occasional achievement, but because of reliable, repeated commitment to yourself and your goals. The power of consistent early rising is that it creates predictability in a chaotic world. While circumstances fluctuate, your routine remains unshakable. Your ability to act, focus, and perform becomes independent of external conditions, rooted instead in the daily practice of mastery. Each day you honor this commitment, you are rewriting who you are and what you are capable of. Consistency also trains resilience. Challenges, setbacks, and distractions no longer derail you because your identity is anchored in habitual action. Your mornings become a sanctuary where determination is strengthened, focus is sharpened, and mental toughness is cultivated. By showing up for yourself day after day, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving what most deem impossible. Your life becomes a reflection of this unbroken chain of intentional decisions, executed with discipline, focus, and purpose. The advantage of consistent early rising is both immediate and long-term. Every morning offers clarity, energy, and momentum, while the cumulative effect over weeks, months, and years compounds into extraordinary achievement. Ordinary individuals drift, inconsistent, and reactive. Those who master consistency dominate, proactive, and intentional. Each day you rise early, you strengthen the chain of habits that defines your future. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance, emotion, or fatigue. You create leverage over your life, ensuring that your actions, focus, and energy are aligned with your highest ambitions. Consistency in the morning becomes consistency in life. It transforms potential into results, ideas into action, and ambition into accomplishment. By claiming this time every day, you are not merely building a habit. You are building an unshakable identity of discipline, focus, and unstoppable momentum that will define the trajectory of your life for years to come. Opportunity is abundant in the quiet of the morning, and those who rise early are the first to claim it. While the world sleeps, possibilities unfold silently around you. The time before the chaos begins is a field of untapped potential, waiting for focus, energy, and action to transform it into results. Every idea, every plan, every insight you cultivate in these hours gains an advantage because you are alert, deliberate, and undistracted. The early hours are not simply extra time. They are a launchpad for progress, a space where the impossible becomes possible because your mind is free, your energy is high, and your will is unshakable. Most people wait for opportunity to arrive, dependent on luck or circumstance. But when you rise early, you generate your own momentum. You position yourself ahead of the curve, thinking, planning, and acting, while others are still groggy, reactive, or uncertain. This is the invisible edge of early rising, the ability to see possibilities that others miss, to act decisively when others hesitate, and to harness energy that others waste. Opportunity favors those who are prepared, and the early morning is where preparation becomes habitual. Each action you take before the world stirs compounds into influence, results, and achievement. Your ability to notice, respond, and execute grows sharper because you are aligned with purpose, not distracted by urgency. The early hours cultivate intuition, creativity, and foresight, You begin to recognize patterns, anticipate challenges, and identify paths forward that others overlook. The advantage is not accidental. It is earned through deliberate action, discipline rising, and a consistent decision to claim time when it is most potent. By seizing these hours, you position yourself as a person who acts, not waits, who leads, not follows, who creates, not reacts. The opportunities you capture in the morning ripple through the rest of your day, influencing decisions, shaping results, and amplifying impact. Early risers understand that small, deliberate steps in the quiet hours are often more powerful than frantic effort later in the day. Each moment of attention, each instance of action, each burst of focus in the morning compounds into results that define the trajectory of your life. The advantage is exponential because it is invisible to the world, yet transformative in effect. Your preparation, clarity, and energy attract success, influence, and momentum that others must struggle to achieve. By making early rising a non-negotiable habit, you train yourself to recognize, act on, and maximize opportunities consistently. This is how ordinary hours become extraordinary, how quiet mornings become decisive, and how consistent action transforms potential into reality. Every sunrise you claim is a chance to move ahead of circumstance, to capture what others miss, and to create results that accumulate relentlessly. Opportunity is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of discipline, timing, and readiness. By owning your mornings, you position yourself as the first to act, the first to see, and the first to succeed. The advantage gained here is invisible yet unstoppable, and it becomes the foundation for a life of achievement, influence, and extraordinary fulfillment. Your mindset in the morning sets the tone for the entire day, and cultivating a powerful, intentional mindset begins the moment you rise. When you wake early, your mind is uncluttered, receptive, and malleable. The thoughts you choose to focus on, the beliefs you reinforce, and the intentions you set become the architecture of your day. This is the time to condition yourself for confidence, clarity, and unstoppable action. The psychology is clear. What occupies the first moments of consciousness shapes your perceptions, your emotions, and your decisions long after the alarm fades. If you begin with purpose, your actions will follow with precision. If you begin with focus, your energy will be directed, not scattered. If you begin with strength, your willpower will guide every choice. Mornings are a mental reset, a chance to release yesterday's doubts, yesterday's failures, and yesterday's limitations, and step into a mindset designed for growth, success, and mastery. By intentionally engaging your mind in these hours, you create a mental habit that primes you for excellence. Gratitude, visualization, affirmations, or deliberate planning are not just rituals, they are mental programming. Each act conditions your brain to expect achievement, to anticipate solutions, and to pursue progress relentlessly. The mind that is trained in the morning becomes a mind that refuses to settle, refuses to procrastinate, and refuses to accept mediocrity. Every thought you cultivate in these early hours compounds, reinforcing resilience, focus, and determination. By setting a powerful mindset first, you prevent distractions, stress, and external pressures from dictating your state. You no longer react emotionally or passively. You operate strategically, decisively, and intentionally. The advantage gained through morning mindset work is invisible, yet its impact is undeniable. You carry confidence into meetings, energy into tasks, and clarity into decisions. You respond to challenges with composure, solve problems with creativity, and seize opportunities with decisiveness. Your mindset becomes a force multiplier, enhancing every effort, magnifying every result, and transforming potential into tangible achievement. This is the subtle, unstoppable power of starting your day with intentional thought. It rewires your perception, strengthens your resolve, and aligns your actions with your highest goals. The cumulative effect is profound. Each morning you rise early to condition your mind. You reinforce the identity of someone capable, disciplined, and unstoppable. You are no longer shaped by circumstance. You are shaping your life with every deliberate thought, every focused intention, and every moment of mental clarity. The world may still be asleep, but you are awake in mind, body, and spirit, ready to act, ready to grow, and ready to create the extraordinary life you are capable of achieving. Your mindset in these hours is not temporary. It sets a trajectory for the entire day and, over time, the entire life. By controlling your mind in the morning, You control your results, your energy, and your destiny. Each early rise is a statement. You will not drift, you will not settle, and you will not allow anything to limit the life you are building.